Hey, how y'all doing? Dan Land Pro here. I'm doing a quick tutorial on Streamdeck and Streamyard and how to configure your Streamdeck function buttons, how to program your functionality for Streamyard. So I'm just going to do a few buttons just to let you see how it operates. We said we was going to do a tutorial on this, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, let me emphasize that I'm not a representative of Streamyard. I'm just doing this because it's a hobby, it's a passion. I do it for business-wise as far as how to go about showing people how to do live streaming, streaming live, pre-recorded shows, talk shows, etc., and some of the gadgets that we use in Streamdeck. Like most of the stuff that I share with you is one of those gadgets. But the thing about Streamdeck is that, like I shared in the last video, go over to Steppers Express, youtube.com, make sure you subscribe, watch that video on some of the things that Streamdeck supports. So here's one of the things that it supports. You can have different profiles for different applications. You can open applications, and then you can program hotkeys like I'm finna show you in Streamyard to do functions that you normally may be looking around to do, and it won't take your attention away from your show, and you'll have a nice workflow. So to get started. Now, this is for those of you who already know Streamyard and a little bit about Streamdeck. So I'm going to assume that you've already downloaded the software to Streamdeck and that you have Streamyard open. As you see here, I have the Streamdeck software on the left, and I have Streamyard open on the right. And the reason I have Streamyard open is because I'm going to go to the settings and bring up our hotkeys. So click on settings, double click hotkeys. So we got our hotkeys here. And you see our hotkeys right here on the right. But I'm only going to use a few hotkeys just to let you see how this actually works. Now, I also downloaded the file from Streamyard, or the Streamyard hotkeys file, icons, to show whether light or dark. You can download whichever one you want, with or without text. And that way, you can have an icon associated with your function or the button that you program. So let's get started on showing you how that function goes. So go back to your left to your Streamdeck software, and you see in this list, you see where we have like Wirecast and others, like OBS, you have Twitch. They have some pre-designed profiles or where you can just go in and drag those buttons over to your buttons. But with Streamyard, you have to use the hotkey menu, and you have to use the hotkey icons to set up these profiles. So all we want is the hotkey. You see where it says hotkey? It's not going to light up or anything. You're just going to drag it over to a button. So let's do this button right here, and let's raise it up to that first button. So I'm going to drag 5 buttons over, and then you can get an idea of how this is going. So let's drag 5 hotkeys over, and you can have a number of hotkeys, as many as you want, but I try to keep it to the ones that I use the most. But if you had to add another list, or if you had the 30 plus button Streamdeck, you might not have to add a list. So when you get your play, previous button, next button, and some of the other things that go with the hotkeys, that will be required. But right now, we're just going to do camera, and we're going to do mic, and then we're going to do 4 different solos as far as how they go on Streamdeck, and then we're going to show you how to operate along with Streamdeck. So let me get a few more hotkeys just in case I need a couple of extras and we won't have to come back. So let's just line up 2 rows of hotkeys to get us started. And now that we have those hotkeys in, the first thing we want to do is go back to this first button on the top left. And what I'm going to do is down here where it says click to assign, I'm going to click in there, and then I'm going to look at my hotkeys list. And in order for me to mute my microphone, we're going to go Command D. So I'm going to hit Command and D. And see, now that button is assigned a particular command. So I'm going to erase the title because I don't want it coming on top of my button, because I'm using the light buttons with text. And now I'm gonna go over here right to the left, and I'm gonna hit this right arrow, not the plus arrow, but the right arrow, and then I'm gonna go to set from file. And then I'm gonna go up here, and you're gonna see with text. So I got the light buttons with text, and I'm gonna go to file, and then I'm gonna find microphone. So here's microphone right here, and you see the microphone emblem. So now when I hit open, you see that microphone emblem came up. Now this same symbol or icon is on my Streamdeck, and we done that button. So now let's go to the next one. We're gonna go to click assign. So now I wanna do my camera on and off, which is Command E. So we're gonna hit Command E. And now we're gonna go back down here to the left, and we're gonna get set from file. And we're gonna find our camera. So camera light text, and there it is. Now you see where it say camera. So we're gonna erase this E so it won't be in the word, front of the word camera. So make sure you erase the titles if you're gonna use date text. If you're not gonna use date text, then you would have pick without text, and then you can leave that title in there. So the next one we're gonna use is we're gonna come to this next hotkey, and what I wanna do, we can show you share screen and all that stuff, but we're gonna do that later because we wanna keep it simple. Same with go live and end broadcast. We just want you to see how you program these buttons. So let's go to spotlight. Now let's go to solo. So our solo layer is shift 1. So this is going to be our solo. So hit shift 1, erase the title, go over here, set from file, and then find our solo screen. Our solo screen, solo light. So that's your solo screen. So if it's just you and you just want you alone, say you got a guest and you just want to go to your solo, you're just going to hit that button. So the next button, same thing. We're going to go and we're going to find, we found solo screen. So now we're going to go to, we're going to do most of these layouts here. So after solo, we got crop layout. We're going to skip that. We're going to go to group layout, which is shift 3. So I'm going to hit click to assign, and I'm going to hit shift 3. And now we got shift 3. We're going to erase the title. We're going to go over here, and we're going to get our icon for group. Set from file. Let's find group light. So that's 2. And then we're going to do the next one, which is after group, we got spotlight. So we're going to get our spotlight layout. So spotlight layout is shift 4. Click to assign, shift 4. Got our shift 4. Erase the title. Come over here. Set from file. Spotlight. Let's go down here and find spotlight. And that's pretty much really split. As far as spotlight, is really a split screen. So what we're gonna do is hit that. So now we got a split screen. So the difference in these two, group and split, is that one is horizontal and one is parallel. I like to use horizontal on any type of talk show or interview, opposed to split. But a lot of people with cell phones like to use split. So let's go to our next button. Our next button, we got spotlight. We're going to do news layout, which is shift 5. So let's go click to assign, shift 5, and then we're going to go over here, and we're going to get our set from file, and then we're going to get news light. So each screen, if you notice, has a different function. So we're going to do screen layout, shift 6. So we're going to do click to assign, shift 6, hit shift 6. Make sure you erase the title. Go over here. You got shift 6, screen layout, set from file. Let's find our screen layout. There's our screen layout. Let's go back to shift 5 for a minute because we didn't erase that title. Get that off the button so you'll be able to read it. Now let's go to the next one. So we got our screen layout. So the last one we want to do is picture in picture and shift 8. So we're going to do shift 7. We're going to click assign, shift 7. And we're going to erase that title. We're going to go over here and find our icon. Shift 7 was what? What was shift 7? Picture in picture. So that's going to be PIP in our light list. And that's for like when you want to do tutorials and stuff and have the screen come up in the back. Then we're going to do click the next one, and we're going to do cinema layout. So that's when you want to solo your guests. So you can switch between your guests, and we're going to give that a shift 8. So hit shift 8. Now you got erase that title, and then set from file, and then that's cinema. So we're gonna hit cinema light, and then we're gonna hit open. And the last one I probably could do is, let me see, we can open comments, or we can do so much other stuff. So we're just gonna erase that one for now, but we can program more keys. And if you run out of buttons like you see on the 15 Streamdeck, 15 button Streamdeck, you can just add another file, see, and go to the next one. And this one will take you back on the actual Streamdeck. So the way you program it, and this is the way you will program all your stuff as far as your Streamdeck. Now, what I'm gonna do is go to Streamdeck and let you see how this actually operates. So we have all our buttons programmed, and on our Streamdeck, our buttons look exactly like these icons that you see here. So let's bring up our Streamdeck or our Streamyard, and now you see me on Streamyard. And when you see, if I hit my mute button, you see my mute button down here, it went unmute. So when I want to unmute and hit it, once I hit the button, it's gonna mute, and then it's gonna unmute, because I'm hitting the button on the Streamdeck. So the Streamdeck is operating the actual program. Same with that camera button that you seen me create. When I hit the camera button, it's gonna go to our avatar, because I took the camera off the screen with just that button. Now, I put a share screen in here so you'll be able to see how some of these other screens work when we have something on the screen. So just like you see, I got a share screen already on the screen, so I can hit, we're not gonna hit the doubles because we don't have a guest, but I can hit news, and you see, I can talk about the particular share screen and what I'm about to talk about in my presentation, and you see it shift the screen. So when I go to the next button, if I had a guest or 3 guests and we was discussing a share screen or something on the share screen in a meeting or something, we could just go and hit the Streamdeck and bring that right up. And the same thing here. If I was doing a tutorial and I want to be on camera, you see I'm on camera. Now, instead of me grabbing the mouse and trying to find these programs, I'm just clicking the screen. So like you see there, this is like the solo screen for if I had 2 guests on, say, a double. This is me solo. So one screen all the way to the left, the solo screen is for the main guest or the interviewer, and then the cinema screen would be for your guests. So if you want to shift between those who were talking, you would have these screens, or you can solo a particular guest depending on what camera they was on in your green room. That's another tutorial. We just want to show you, again, when I hit that button, all I'm doing is touching the button, and it's come right back. See, so everything changes based on the buttons that I punch. Because when I punch a particular button, we want a particular thing to happen. So everything that's happening is happening because it's programmed to happen in my Streamdeck. So I don't have to fumble around like some of us do. Now, I can program the rest of the Streamdeck, which I'm going to do, as far as bringing a video in, playing that video, stopping that video during the presentation, going to the next slide, putting in the slideshows, anything that can happen in Streamyard hotkeys, which I showed you earlier. Anything that can happen in here, according to these hotkeys, I can program on that Streamdeck. And as you notice, some of these tabs say not set yet, not set, open private chat, open brand tab, and these are all the things that you see in Streamyard. I think I programmed the Go tab myself and set some of these things, parameters in here already. And when you set those parameters, they will go wherever you go, whenever you log into Streamyard, according to the profile that you have attached. Now you can have 2 or 3 different profiles with your Streamyard program set in Streamdeck, so whenever you come there and enter your studio, those particular hotkeys going to coincide with that profile and your Streamdeck. So I'm not going to carry on. That's pretty much it. Let's go back to solo screen, and now you see we pretty much got everything in Streamyard that we need, and every time I hit the button, you will see something change down here at the bottom. The reason my mic is not muted is because I'm doing a tutorial in another program and I have my sound coming in there. But if I was actually on Streamyard, this would actually mute whenever I hit that mute button. And that's pretty much it. Hey, as always, y'all know I share everything as far as Streamdeck, different live streaming programs, and these are things that you can use live, or you can use during the event. You can do it broadcast, you can do it on a large scale, small scale, and these are some of the tools that you can use to make your workflow professional, smooth, and better. Till next time, don't forget, Steppers Express, youtube.com. Hit that subscribe button, because we got so much more to come. I'm Dan Land Pro. Peace.